Hey, everybody, I'm James Gunn. I'm the co CEO of DC Studios. So, as many of you know, DC has been disconnected in film and television for a long time. And it's one of our jobs, mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Well, DC Studios is releasing some information, eh? Well, I'm here to either be whelmed, overwhelmed, or underwhelmed. But I feel as though we're going to walk away from this being whelmed. So let's go ahead and boot this up, see what my man James Gunn has to say.
I'm James Gunn. I'm the co-CEO of DC Studios. So as many of you know, DC has been disconnected in film and television for a long time. And it's one of our jobs, mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation. That the characters are consistent, played by the same actors, and it works within one story. And if something is outside of that, like...
Wait a minute. What does that mean? Like, it's my job to come in and make sure that the DC characters are the same, played by the same actors and actresses across movies, TV shows, and video games. You see that third one? Video games? It's not going to work out for you, buddy.
Matt Reeves' Batman or Todd Phillips' Joker or Teen Titans Go, that it is clearly labeled as DC Elseworlds, outside of the mainstream DCU continuity. Now, Peter and I have gotten pretty lucky in terms of the 4 projects that are coming out over the next year. First, we have Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Shazam has always been off kind of in his own part of the DCU, so he connects very well. That moves directly into The Flash, a fantastic movie that I really love that resets the entire DC universe. And then to move into Blue Beetle, a fantastic film about a kid who's a marvelous part of the DCU, and then into Aquaman 2, which leads directly into our next few projects, which I'm going to tell you about now. So, Peter and I, along with a group of very talented writers, have started to map out an 8 to 10 year plan of what DC Studios will be in film, television, and gaming. This first chapter is called Gods and Monsters. Now, what I'm about to tell...
Hold up. Hold up. Because we had an animated show called Gods and Monsters, remember? Clark Kent wasn't the person that arrived on Earth. It was the son of General Zod. And in my opinion, that was great. Also, Batman wasn't Batman. He was a fucking vampire. If we're going in that route, I am 100% here for it. However, I already know that people are going to be pissed off.
Tell you is a part of the first chapter. It's not the entire first chapter. The first project is Creature Commandos. Creature Commandos is an animated series. I've written all the episodes. Something we're going to do that's a little bit different at DC is we're going to have characters move into animation, out of animation, usually having the same actor play their voice as who plays them in live action.
Okay.
The next project up is Waller. This is a story of Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis. Viola Davis is going to team up with members of Team Peacemaker, and this is a story that's been created by Crystal Henry, who did Watchmen, and Jeremy Carver, who created the Doom Patrol. It is a fantastic story that's out of this world, and I can't wait for people to see it. Okay, next up is the big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy. This is being written by me. I'm in the middle of it. I'm having a great time doing it, and Superman will be released into theaters July 11th, 2025. Okay, the next thing is a big premiere HBO television series called Lanterns. This is a story of a couple of Green Lanterns, John Stewart and Hal Jordan, and we have a few other lanterns peppered in there, but this is really a terrestrial-based TV show, which is almost like True Detective with a couple of Green Lanterns who are space cops watching over Precinct Earth. In it, they discover a terrifying mystery that ties into our larger story of the DCU. Next is a big movie called The Authority. The Authority is a passion project of mine. It's based on the marvelous Wildstorm characters we are now bringing into the DCU and will interact with all of our primary DCU characters. The Authority are a group of superheroes who think the world is broken and they want to fix it by any means necessary. I think it's a very different look at superheroes. We're doing a television series called Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is the story of Paradise Island, usually known as Themyscira, which is the birthplace of Wonder Woman. It's almost like Game of Thrones with Westeros, but with all of the inhabitants of Paradise Island. The introduction of the DCU's Batman is The Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold is the story of Batman and his actual son, Damian Wayne. This is based on Grant Morrison's great comic book run. Damian Wayne is my favorite Robin. He's a little assassin who Batman tries to get in line. And so this is the story of the two of them and the beginning of sort of the Bat family in the DCU. Next up is a TV series called Booster Gold. Booster Gold is one of comics' really popular cult heroes. He is a fascinating guy. He's a loser from the future who uses future technology to come back to present day and become a superhero so that people will love him. It is basically the superhero story of imposter syndrome on an HBO Max series. One of my favorite comic book series from last year was Tom King's run on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And so we're going to turn that into a big science fiction epic film. Now, Superman is a guy who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents, whereas Supergirl in this story, she is a character who was raised on a chunk of Krypton. She watched everybody around her perish in some terrible way, so she's a much more jaded character. And that brings me to Swamp Thing, the last thing we're going to talk about, a very dark horror.
Let me tell you right now, the greatest crime that was ever committed during the CW's overview of DC is canceling Swamp Thing after one season. Swamp Thing was absolutely fucking fantastic, and it was a crime, straight criminal, that they canceled that fantastic show after one season. They did not know what they had.
Horror story in the origins of the monster who is Swamp Thing. And although it's totally outside of the rest of the DCU, it will still feed into the rest of the stories. Anyway, those are the stories that I can tell you about right now. I've loved the DC characters since I was a child. They're incredibly important to me. I knew that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do something very different. One of the things that's very important for me in all of these movies and TV series is that the director's vision and the vision of the writers and all of the creators is unique and something special. Storytelling is always king. That's all that matters to us. And I want to be true to those stories. I want to be true to you guys and really give you something different than you've ever seen before. Anyway, thank you, everybody.
James, don't give me hope. Don't give me hope to let me down. I've been let down for the last 15 years. Don't do this to me. I've been getting let down since The Dark Knight Rises. Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope like this, James. So
Gods that resets the entire. Always been a kid to 10-year. And Mondos is the first chapter.
So jumping back, we've got Future Commandos. I have no idea what this is, but I do know that that is Weasel over there on the right from Suicide Squad. So that's going to be interesting as hell. I'm always down for an animated series, especially if they decide to make that animated series as violent as Invincible. If this is going to be DC's equivalent to Invincible, I'm 100% there for it. Like, yeah. Waller is also going to be interesting. It's definitely a TV show. I've never run I've never read the Amanda Waller run. If this was directly from a comic book, she's getting arrested for all the nefarious shit that she gets up to. But Viola Davis is back. I think Viola Davis was a fantastic cast as Amanda Waller, so it's great to see that she's going to be returning for the new DCU. What else do we have? We had Superman Legacy. Finally, bruh. Put my man in the bright blue. Give him the bright red cape. Let him go to work. Let him be the symbol of hope that the DC universe needs to fucking shine. Please, please do not let me down in regards to this. This is what I'm interested in right here. I'm interested. So when the old leadership under Walter Hamada was in control of DC Studios. They were going to make a Green Lantern TV show. Nothing ever came of it. It basically got just shelved and put on the back burner. I think it was called like Green Lantern Knights or something along those lines, or Green Knights. Something. They had some type of weird DC spin on it back in the day. It's good to see that that is coming back. It's good to see that we're going to be focusing on the story of both Hal Jordan and John Stewart. I'm also super interested in hearing about the fact that it's taking cues from True Detective, which means that it's going to be more about police murder mysteries. I'm really hoping that that's the case, where it's basically the Lanterns attempting to do their job and trying to solve a crime that's happening in the Earth sector. That sounds great. Like, that sounds baller as fuck. I'm, if anything, I'm super excited for this. I'm also excited for this right here, The Authority. The Authority sounds interesting as hell. It looks as though The Authority might be a situation that happens on another Earth. If I remember correctly, the Wildstorm comic books happen, they're in the DC universe, but I do not believe that they happen on the Prime Earth. I think they happen on like their own Earth. So it's going to be interesting to see basically like all of these characters running around. You've got your Batman variant, you've got your Superman variant up there, you've got your Hawkgirl variant. Like, it's going to be interesting to see exactly how this all shapes up, because if we're going to be leaning into the more darker stories of the DC universe, I don't mind this at all. There was something else. Also this, Paradise Lost, which is for the Amazons. I'm telling you right now, Wonder Woman is not going to be in this series. It's definitely going to follow Hippolyta, and it's probably going to deal with Ares, the god of war, basically enslaving the Amazons and destroying their home, and them basically having to fight to regain Themyscira. So you may not even see the Amazons. They may start off on Themyscira, then Themyscira gets destroyed, and then they get put to work as like slaves or something along those lines. So I do not see Paradise Lost being something about like raising it ain't gonna be like Power raising Diana or something along those lines. That's gonna be super fucking dope, just watching the Amazons run around bodying people. And the upside is, all those dope ass actresses that were in the Wonder Woman movies, you can go and get them and bring them back to be dope ass Amazons again. And then the Batman movie, The Brave and the Bold, I don't know how I feel about this, because he's saying that like it's going to be a story with Batman and his son, and then the beginning workings of the Bat family. Does this mean that the other Batman characters already exist? Like, is there a Tim Drake? Is there a Jason Todd? Is there a Dick Grayson? Have those characters already run their course as Batman's Robin? Or are we walking into a situation where Damian Wayne for the DCU is going to be the first Robin, the primary one, and then all the other ones are going to be coming down the line? Those are going to be questions that need to be answered. I'm not a fan of the title. I don't know. Like, we'll see if the Brave and the Bold grows on me, but I have a feeling that that's just its working title, and there's a chance that the title's probably going to change by the time it's ready to come out. A Booster Gold film? Absolutely. Like you said, Booster Gold's a fucking loser. If you love Peacemaker, you're definitely going to love Booster Gold. Booster Gold is basically Peacemaker just from the future with ridiculous tech. So that's definitely going to be great to see. A Supergirl movie, I'm 100% for. I'm really hoping they go and get Melissa Benoist. I feel as though Melissa was perfectly cast as Supergirl, and she would do a fantastic job as the main Supergirl in the DCU. She looks fantastic. She would be a perfect fit. I can understand if they choose not to go that route and you decide to stick with Sasha Calle, since Sasha Calle is going to be Supergirl in the Flash movie. But at the exact same time, I don't mind if they go and get Melissa from the Supergirl DC TV show. Also, like I already said, Swamp Thing, the greatest crime CW ever committed was canceling Swamp Thing after one season. Swamp Thing was absolutely fucking fantastic, and it would have been a great dark show for the CW that would have probably done really well if they gave it a chance. It's good to see that he's getting a chance again now, and he's going to be coming back, which means that Swamp Thing's definitely going to be kicking ass in the green. But yeah, those are all of James Gunn's announcements for the future of the DCU. Let me know what you guys think down below. We're gonna continue watching this, see if there's any more information that comes out, and I will catch you in the next one. Where's the button? There's a button. Peace.